Well, Carol, do you want to introduce us to the game?
Yep.
One thing.
So today, just before we start, at the 5 minute mark, we have a GW Bravo squad teamed up with Infamous Ill, and those two are uniting against RIP and 633 clan. And we've got some interesting characters on the teams, some very good players on both sides. And I really can't say for sure who's going to come out the victor in this. I think it's going to be tight personally, but I wouldn't bet on it because, yeah, it's just have to wait and see, I guess. And your commentators today are Carol 007 and Tom Bailey 777. All the sevens. Do you want to say hi, Tom, again?
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, seven's a lucky number, right?
And we've spawned in here, and here comes a bomber plane overhead.
That's a new bomber, isn't it? From the old one.
It looks as if
That
it
is
is.
an absolute giant if you haven't
Little
seen that.
Squids is flying that at the minute. He's
And
got a bit of
infinite
dogfighting
fire
going on. Yeah, and Tyrrell Inglis is in the other plane here. We've got teams jumping out. The plane has been abandoned by the look of
Nice
it.
move from GW. They've actually dropped in multiple players to get on that C flag early as they can.
Yeah,
At the
definitely.
same time, though, it's like 623 are on D, so already
Yep.
the blimp's going to be contested.
Yeah, for sure. We've got a little battle down on C. We've got C-Bones, he's the victor, and he's going to start capping C now. If Wild Fox has anything to say about it. And it looks as though the forces are quite spread thin at the minute. GW are slowly capturing Bravo and Charlie.
Well, Fox managed to get C there, so he's going to hold that down, hopefully.
Yep.
Bertrand getting on him, so yeah, looks like they're going to...
We've got armor running through from Bravo. Sandman and LFA. They're going to move in now and try and support their team.
Big fight here on D right now. Front line's trying to hold it together. We're backed up by PB, but it looks like his squad went down. Front line drops another man there.
Going to be a battle around Delta here by the looks of it.
The map's kind of following the usual pattern of the outside flags are capped and the real actions all happening across the centre two flags.
Yeah, for sure. And looks like GW and Infamous Ill are to clean up on Delta, and they're capturing it. 623 can do anything about it.
Yeah, they're clearing it out mostly on D there. C-Bone's, oh no, J-Bone up at the top there. Trying to keep his team in it.
CIU is coming in with the he's coming in with the light tank. This might cause some trouble
Yeah.
for GW and Infamous Ill.
Done on the flanker variant as well, which is pretty devastating to be honest. It's
Yeah, definitely.
one of the
He's
stronger...
making his way inside, causing trouble, takes out burn trees.
Wild Fox trying to keep his head down, goes to the revive. He can't get... Although, amidst all this, 623, they make good work on C.
Yeah.
But, oh, little Squid's there just shot down two guys. Very nice.
That's good defense from Little Squids there.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you see the attack plane there coming in, laying some rounds down onto Charlie. Definitely the planes are going to be a big part as to, you know, whoever dominates in the air is going to have a big effect as to the rest of the map, I imagine. Interesting to
He's going
see.
for the jumping on the back there to get on B, but it looks like that's going to be held. Is it Infamous Ill?
And the GW and Infamous Ill side holding 4 flags out of the 6, although they are getting contested on A, and we've got a couple of 623 and RIP players who've stationed themselves up on A. Sandman and his 3-man team.
Yeah, yeah. There's a big push right now from RIP, backed up by a couple of 623 guys. The legend there doing short work on some of them. Bill shuts him down there.
Yeah, Bill's just staying alive there. Pushing to move around.
A bit out of the way of the action, but just good to note, Alpha's been capped right now by 623, so that 4th flag hold was working pretty well, and they've gone on a big flank in order to break that.
For sure. And so IIII has took a cavalry class, and I think he led the push to A and is now taking Bravo. And that might be a big blow for the GW and Infamous Ill side.
So Delta's looking held. Over at Charlie, they have a heavy tank on there. Shanley 306 is in there. Backed up by a couple of his guys. The Legend might be better to support to get some reps off. And a Blind Mong and Wild Fox are just kind of sitting on the top, but it's all medics and snipers. They don't really have an answer for this angle.
Yeah. Oh wow.
He's been capped as well now, so Pressure's suddenly switching around after it's not
Yeah,
a
for
big
sure.
lead, but that's an early one. And,
Well, yeah, it was a good start, and the plane movement started them off really well. But you have to hold it, and I think they got spread thin across what they had.
Yeah. And the first were a little bit there. I mean, Delta looks completely gone on that front. Yeah. RIP as well, that's completely locked down.
Strong presence there.
Yeah.
And looks
Maybe
like
8-10 players.
looks like there's going to be another battle within the blimp eventually between Charlie and Delta. But we've still got the 623 guys at the back. Shanley's getting damaged a lot here.
But it's not gone down, and they need to deal with that because these guys are just spawning off, and they're not going to get a hold on C until that's been dealt with.
Yeah, that tank needs to be taken down.
Look at this rear RIP charging down the hill and starting to make work of that GW flank.
Sure.
Couldn't get the other one, he got one man there to stop that push. But...
Wow, and that was a really good plane move there.
Yeah. Well,
I can't tell who's in the plane. I think it's Tyrrell. Yeah, he's still in the plane, and he just sideswiped straight through the Charlie flag. That was really good to watch. Yeah, definitely. And it seems. Oh, go on.
Sorry, just outside of C, we got Mong laying down some fire and some of the GW guys like burn trees and Robin pushing up.
I think spawn points play a really important part in Conquest, to be fair, to keep control. You need your players standing back a little bit sometimes just so they don't get wiped out.
And very tight game so far. Only a couple tickets in it.
For sure,
Looks like
for sure.
the lead about to be taken by RIP and 623.
Yeah, and they've taken control of the blimp now. They've cleared out the enemy presence in there, and they're going to have a strong footing. And it's almost as if it's been switched on its head this game now.
Didn't work our way though. It's been a very tight start so far.
Yeah.
It's great complex.
Although it does allow teams to reconsolidate, and we've got Mobbin and Squids coming in both with a heavy tank, and I'm sure this is going to be a strong play now. But can you see the lineup on Delta of the RIP and 623 boys just on that ridge?
Yeah.
It's almost like a sniper squad here, and they're just making, causing trouble for players advancing from Bravo to
One of them
Delta.
got counter sniper right there, which is quite nice. But yeah, there's a real sniper battle going on between B and D, which is really interesting stuff.
It's an interesting formation they've put up. They are quite bunched around the blimp at the top. I think that could cause trouble.
Alpha's being pushed now. That presence just got shot down there by LGFA 091. And he starts sweeping at the back there, keeping that under wraps.
Yeah. It appears a Blind Mong has managed to get a plane, although he just abandoned it to get a spawn and thought he'd be having a dogfight with Terror Inglis.
Yeah, plane's going to be pretty devastating if you as well.
Definitely. And it appears the two heavy tanks are down on Charlie, so there might have been trouble there. And there's an interesting battle.
See, gets one, gets two. He gets shut down by PB there on Overwatch. While C is being capped at the moment, that's being shut down by a quick response from 623. And they got a couple of guys who are hovering around the edges at that point. He's been contested though, so let's see if GW can make this push hold, get one of those flags. Work off.
And Bones has just parachuted down into Alpha, and they're going to be taking that, and they've come through the back again.
Something you got to watch out for.
Yeah, definitely. Got to be watching for the flanks. And I guess flanks don't matter when you've got a plane that can just go overhead and drop you off where you need to go.
Yeah, no, it adds a different dimension to the whole tactical gameplay,
Yeah, definitely. There's an interesting battle on Delta at the minute. Let's see a few exchanges of fire.
We got Gugu, who's fighting Martin himself.
Definitely.
Quite a known RIP player who's did some pretty good work. Gets shut down eventually.
Yeah. I think RIP, they are a very good marksman clan. They cover space very well, and they're always difficult long distance for sure. They know how to play the game, the distance game almost. But they're making a little push, 6v3, making a little push on Bravo.
Yep. So having a quick look at the scoreboard there. There's a 4-man advantage at the moment for RIP. I'm not sure what that's about. But CI and 007 top end in the top 62, 15 for 8 for the legend 000. Room with a nice 12 for 4 to start the game. And onto the GW side, front line's on 10 for 5. We've got an 8 for none from Jeff A for Infamous. So
That's
yeah,
good.
a couple of strong performers on both sides.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I think it is important to note the man advantage. 20 against 16, 4 players down will have a big effect in this game. But, the game goes on, 5 minutes in, the game goes on no matter what. And it's good to see the players still willing to play and really fight for the match.
And they're not out of this by any means, There's only really 15 points in it, if
It's still early days as well.
20 points in it, you'd say.
Again, like we said, the blimp is just a hive of activity. It's a small blue squad down at the bottom near Delta. Mainly a GW
Triumph there
squad.
with it, like Tango doing work in between C and D. It's interesting, it looks like GW and Infamous' choice of tanks has really been the heavies. Whereas RIP value those light tanks,
Yeah. I think for spawning in, the heavies are good, but yeah, I think to navigate the blimp, I think the light tanks are a lot more deadly. The big fight in the SC here.
Fight now. But Dean out to see it's a tough fight because look at that. That was sensational teamwork from 63 and RIP there. They almost created like a kill zone in the middle. GW just ran straight into that.
That was a strong play there. Now they're going to move on to C. We've got straight mobbing and PB at the bottom there, and they're going to be a spawn point. Hopefully, see if GW can come back. It's still a very strong force on Charlie.
Can I lead it back in? He's being capped.
There you go. It's interesting to see how 633 and RIP are moving as a very large team almost to points, and they're just swarming.
That RIP Cypher squad is still set up towards the D flag actually, and that's just being breached now by Mobbin in a heavy tank, backed up by his squad.
I mean, we've got front line and a heavy though pushing Delta, and they've obviously seen a little bit of a weak point. It's very hard to spread out across the whole of the blimp.
Here we've got West Cali, I believe, Infamous. It's flying over the map. He's got himself a plane now.
Nice.
Surprised. Maybe he's waiting for something to spawn. He's hovering around the F flag. It'd be good to get a body on the ground.
Wow. Triumph Cafe just crashed into the blimp then. Yeah, actually killed himself. He didn't jump out in time.
It looks like that big push by GW to take Delta didn't come off, and RIP managed to hold that point, which is quite devastating, seeing as they managed to take C as well.
Yeah, definitely.
But,
you've still got Wild Fox Squids and Burnt Trees down at the bottom on C, and they've still managed to keep themselves alive down there, and the force is considerably weakened for the RIP and 6v3 side. It's quite an interesting battle on Charlie at the minute. Almost, everyone's digged in really deep.
Burnt Trees is really trying to push those guys on the left hand side there.
Yeah. Caveman's got the flank though. Not too sure GW.
Two they're holding up the middle ground as a medic. Can't really call who's going to fade this one, but Burnt Tree suddenly finds himself on his own. Yeah.
There we go. They maintain control of Charlie.
And look at the response over by E. I mean, they had one man on it, but already RIP all over that point.
Yeah, look at that. That was not really focused much on Echo, but yeah, definitely they're keeping their bases strong.
There was one sign that they might lose it, and they were instantly all on that. But that's actually allowed a massive push through the middle here from B into the blimp. I mean, there's a good 10 players there making a charge forward.
And there is a 633 player on Bravo called Little Bro, and he's just taken Bravo by himself. It appears GW and IIII are pushing all the way into the blimp, so I'm not really considering their Alpha and Bravo points. But I guess
I think they value the blimp maybe right now more than their home flags. they feel like they need to take that and then reconsolidate their own impacts.
But they pushed on Charlie and they're capping, they pushed on Delta and they're capping, so they made a response. And
Yep.
let's see how they work with it.
Teams being contested. It does take a while to cap a flag in Conquest, you know. You can get your domination, get your rush and stuff, but Conquest, it does take a while before you can change the ownership of the flag, you know.
Yeah. And it's two, 6v3 Bones and RIP Caveman are on Alpha at the minute. It's important that the GW and Infamous Ill side are having a
GW got a Foxtrot flank.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just looking at Alpha now, actually, Caveman's in the corner. And no one seems to have noticed him either. There's about four guys on A right now, and the only one who hasn't, well, they haven't spotted him, and he's still there taking it, so need to do something about that.
Yeah, definitely.
Intriguing battle in the middle here, but yeah, there's that F-flag cap going on. There's a full squad on it.
Yeah. Really strong on Delta as well. There's PB on his own trying to cause trouble.
It looks like A's been secured. I think the man on there's going down and Buck looks at it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
so
someone takes
they can
him
get
out.
F as well and start to secure, make work on that D flag, and they can turn it around again. Because there's a bit more of a gap now to make up.
There's an interesting battle on Foxtrot actually.
Yeah,
They're sort of rooted in, but they've got Ayune in the heavy tank. He's going to be causing some trouble, I reckon.
Yeah, and it looks like they've taken up residence in the house here. RIP really dealt with that as well.
Yeah.
And now looks like the last of the GW resistance on F going. So
yeah.
Has that brought them some time in the middle?
But they've got Alpha, Bravo and Charlie at the minute, and they just need to hold what they've got for a bit and consolidate their forces. It is 20 versus 18 now. So the teams have evened up a bit, which is good.
Yeah. We've got a cavalry unit here on the far side, Socialist Rebel, or Infamous, and he's making a break for Echo, it looks like. So no one's noticed him, so he's going to start getting that point. The Kingpin for RIP is pushing up on there right now, so we've got an interesting 1v1 scenario coming on here.
Okay.
Could be quite a big play for that E flag, so we'll come back to that maybe.
You can see the RIP 633 armor just on the tracks near the blimp. They're just pushing in hard with IIII still on the cavalry. He's on 12 for 4 at the minute on the cavalry class, and he seems to be enjoying it.
Yeah, Socialist got shot down on the end, so that effort there didn't come off, but it takes men away from the main fight in the middle. I always think if you make a smart flank or you cause a nuisance to yourself elsewhere, even if you don't get the kills, you're drawing people's far away, you know?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And Tom, what's your opinion so far of the match then, in terms of each side? What would you say is sort of seems to be the motive of the game at the moment?
Well, as you said, it was definitely going to be a tight game. It was tighter than I thought it'd be. It swung both ways. After a good start for GW and Infamous, you really felt like RIP got a good hold on the blimp in the middle, and it's always difficult once that happens. If you get squad wipe in the middle there, to make out a push across open ground can be tough. The points are kind of on RIP's favour going into the second half of this game, but we just feel like a strong push and a good couple caps from GW and Infamous can turn it around. But right now, I think RIP are getting the better of them.
Yeah, definitely. And to be honest, they're capping Charlie and Delta, and they're also losing Alpha, so they definitely need to make a response here.
I think the big thing to note is RIP and RIP particularly seems to be very solid at getting those defensive positions. Like 6-3 are doing a lot of the offensive work, but that hold of the blimp is really solid, and you just feel that when GW and Infamous do get hold of a blimp, they're not setting up a good defensive position like RIP are, you know?
Yeah,
they're allowing
definitely.
them to push back in too soon.
Yeah, I think RIP are almost have a formation when they've got to sort of hold something. You know, they're very good. They don't really bunch up too much. And they've got a large control of them. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Sure. No, it's, as you mentioned before the game, certain maps might be more suited to different plans, different players. You know, we know RIP are very strong marksmen. It's on an open map. They can utilise that. But
Yeah.
I've never really known GW to play much Giant Shadow, so things could change around. But it definitely seems like RIP know what they're doing.
Yeah, definitely. They seem pretty on it. Equally with 6-3-3, and they made some very good defensive plays. They almost look hand in hand like the same clan at times.
Yeah.
That's what I've
Real
noticed.
chemistry between them.
For sure. I'm sure they've been discussing their tactics in depth before this match by the looks of it.
Yeah,
At least that
that's another good
communication.
point you kind of made there, because GW and Infamous don't really look like they've got the same chemistry as RIP and 6-3.
I think that's the important thing with this tournament. It's the key to it all. It says it in its name. You need to unite to conquer, and you really need to. Chemistry can be one of the big killers of a team of players. And it's very important that the chemistry is focused on and is built before a match, especially with clans who might, not necessarily even know each other.
I mean, looking at B here right now, you can see a few bodies in the barn. IIII leading that. But GW just kind of pushed off B and decided to go for C instead, and it makes you feel like they're not too familiar about where people are on the map. If that barn is always a hotspot for conquest.
Yeah, they're definitely moving in the wrong direction. They need to get control of what they have close to their sort of home base before they try and push off, and they're making life difficult for themselves.
They're looking in trouble here now. This could be a clean sweep on the caps. B's getting caps. A is getting capped, and I think they're relying on Infamous to manage those home flags, but...
Whilst that's happening, there is a presence on Foxtrot, and Socialist Rebel is on his own trying to capture Foxtrot. Sushinek is in the artillery truck, trying to chase him down. It's a little bit of a cat and mouse game on Foxtrot at the minute.
Yeah. No, I see. Just in a pilot versus a artillery truck,
Yeah.
What Socialist really needs is a squad to spawn with him. He shouldn't be running across like that. He should just really knuckle down, wait a minute,
There we go.
Yeah,
Sushinek spotted him. Yeah. Wow. Let's see if Sushinek can take out Socialist Rebel. He's lying down.
Very dangerous now. They're getting pushed back
away.
onto their home flag.
Yeah, this is dangerous. I mean, you've got 5 out of the 6 flags capped here, and GW and Infamous IIII are based up on Alpha and Bravo. Wow, it's just Alpha, to be honest. And I think this might be a result also of the plane battles, which are hard to keep track of with the camera. But I think, if the 6-3-3 RP side is winning in the air, this might be the reason why we're seeing such a strong hold at the minute.
Yeah, they've been uncontested aerially, to be honest. Got to say that's probably one area where I feel like the GW side and the Infamous side, they could do with an ace. They could do with a really good pilot. Or someone who knows how to pilot a bomber really efficiently,
Yeah, I think that's the trouble at the minute, because you're seeing the planes dropping flares, constantly, letting everyone else know where the enemy is. And every time, for example, an Infamous IIII player or a GW player is trying to actually contest the flag, they appear to be pretty much on their own. They're even losing Alpha.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long way back from here unless there's a real swing.
Yeah, definitely.
If you could commit an entire squad to get on that F flag and maybe someone else to get on E.
Yeah.
If you're all bunched up on one point, it's very easy to defend. But if they can cap a couple of the back flags, you can try and sweep back across the map.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've still seen some promising play from the GW and Infamous IIII side, and as well, they've got 19 players now, initially starting with 16. So I think that now in the next round they'll be able to come in a bit stronger, and because when you did see the initial play from them, it was very, very strong.
Yeah, they opened really aggressively.
They're definitely capable, I would say.
Totally. After the first 100 tickets, you kind of thought it might be going GW's way this game and Infamous' way. But the RIP response to an early lead was pretty good, and they really kind of lost out there when they were a few players down. RIP capitalized on that.
Yeah, definitely. And I must say, I apologise if I get any of the clan names wrong. It's quite hard to fit it all in.
I always want a 6-3-3 or 6-3 or whatever.
Yeah, I apologise if we get those mixed up, but we're still sure we'll be very used to it by the end of the tournament.
Bit of dogfight here above F. He'll be
Yeah.
shooting down a little bit of a Belgium's claim though. But a bit of a contest here on F. It's like
Yeah.
Infamous have got taken up residence in the house again. But RIP and Sixes are all over it. You know,
Yeah.
they're not going to let one of those home flags go. And you kind of feel like a bit preoccupied, sort of getting to those spins from the GW and Infamous guys. Let
Yeah,
their
definitely.
home flags get capped too often, whereas RIP don't tolerate that at all.
Yeah, yeah. The presence that they respond with is massive, and they're clearly working together on a large scale very well.
Stamp out any.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that formation from the other team yet, where they've actually really sort of come together as a large force. It seems they've got control of Alpha, but don't have anyone on it, and they're now making a push Bravo, but they're getting knocked down by IIII. The tank's just taking a perched spot over Bravo. I'm sure that's going to cause trouble. I think it's the open ground of this map. Again, you need to utilise smoke, cover as much as you can.
I don't think I've seen. I mean, there's a couple of smokes there, but that's probably the first time I've seen smokes getting used in the open ground.
Yeah, definitely.
But it is first game, you know. Some teams do start slow and then get into the groove a bit more. You know, they'll obviously take lessons from this game. I think when you're 400 tickets off win and the other team seems 150, you know, it's tough to see a win here from the GW and Infamous side unless something special happens. But
and again, they've left A, and because of the being able to drop out of a plane onto A is really causing trouble for GW and Infamous Hill. They just cannot hang on to
as
it.
well, but it's causing
really
a lot of
killing. Yeah, definitely.
It's like, yeah, we got an Infamous
Hefe on his own on Echo. Is capping it, but again, the response, as you see, coming into Echo now is just massive.
Shanley there on Alpha, and actually, you know, it gets shut down finally. But Seabones with a ghost ball, and that's tragic for that's really tragic for him to say. Seabones going for Sandman here. And
it's interesting how many it's interesting how many one-on-ones we're finding on some of these flags at the minute. Bravo, Sushanek versus Tanner. And these are keeping flags completely in the balance. It's quite interesting.
Sure. Yeah, big presence on Echo, as you said. Delta's finally been contested. And it looks like it's going to be heading towards. Is that GW taking that? Yeah, it is. PB squad managed to take Delta. They're taking Charlie.
Nice.
With 100 tickets to go, you know. Have they got time?
Have they got time? You never know. I mean, they've definitely pulled the deficit up again, by the looks of it. But it just depends on whether they can hold it. Here's they're going to take Charlie here, finally. But they have lost out on Delta due to another large 6U3 RIP force. They're going to move on to Charlie soon enough.
Again, as you said, that huge response from the RIP and 6U3 Alliance, you know, as you said, they got that chemistry, they've got those quick responses in numbers as well, you know. It's very good for their game.
But a few spawn-ins then on the GW and the Infamous Hill side, and they've got also starting to reply with quite a large force. Yeah, this battle goes down in the middle of the blimp again.
Next really good, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. IIII, I didn't see him. He's got the heavy tank in the middle on the Delta flag. That needs to get taken down. He's trying to hit it.
Come down as well. Probably good one taken out.
He's getting hit. There he goes again. He's on fire. Will he get taken out?
He gets picked up by
Gwyd's trying to hit him. Hits him with the AT rocket.
Yeah. Behind
IIII is gone. He's been taken out. Burntree's got him with a grenade.
And Burntree's there. He's actually 41 for 22 right now, so he's been one of those front men for GW in particular.
Strong. 6-3 with Bruin, 25 for 8. It's really strong. IIII 24 for 10, and the tank.
The legend there as well. 31 for 13.
Yeah. We've got Blackshot 37 for 26, still strong. Hefe 25 for 11. It's a good score.
I'll look at the legend if I can find it.
And here, looking pretty strong now. They've got Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta. Managed to get a good foothold. RIP and 6G3 are starting to make their way towards Delta and try and challenge for it.
You have a legend there making use of the new Parabellum, and I've had the pleasure of using that gun a bit myself lately, and it's an absolute machine, especially in hardcore.
Definitely.
I'm looking forward to using that.
And I think it's interesting in this tournament, you know, all weapons are allowed. There's no restrictions on any weapons, and so it makes interesting viewing as to how it balances out with some of the new DLC weapons. Good to see people using them. Do you find another competitive
map to be a part of the tournament?
Well, I mean, weapons is a little less, restrictive, but maps, if people don't have the premium, then I guess it's difficult for them to
complicated things.
Yeah, definitely. So it is vanilla maps only currently, as part of this tournament. Ooh. And 007 is still on the cavalry. He's just jumped off, but he has literally been using that cavalry class, I think, from the start of this game. That's a game that is almost 30 minutes long at the minute.
Yeah, I don't know how much you use cavalry yourself, but you know, I've put many hours to cavalry. I believe it's one of the most underutilized and strongest classes in the game, especially if you use it as infantry.
Definitely.
You can heal, you can resupply.
You are so strong off the horse as well as on it. It's very, very good.
Sorry. I
just find I'm a bit of a target a lot of the time when I ride around with it, and I get taken out quite easily sometimes.
Yeah, no. The best bet really is to disembark from the cavalry, you know. Make use of that infantry abilities.
There's a little battle on Charlie here. Hefe's coming in. Oh, there we go. And that is it's a very interesting first round, and it's a solid win. 6-3-3 and RIP clan.
Yeah,
I think that was a really good first game.
As you said, it was going to be tight. It started very tight. You felt that in the later half of the game, really good performance from RIP in 6-3. They got the momentum behind them.
Yeah,
I'm just looking at some of the kills now. If we got.
I can't appear to view them at the minute.
No, but I saw a couple very good kills, as we call that, you know. IIII, Burn Trees, a legend, you know, really standing out in that game. I think they were all in, well, Burn Trees and the legend definitely were in the 40 kills margin.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
So yeah, what were your thoughts on that first game then?
Yeah, very interesting. I mean, I think that, like you said, you have to take into account the sort of player count to begin with, 20 against 16. I think they slowly increased that player count towards the end. And I think they're going to really appreciate a fresh start on this map now. But again, you know, very impressive by 6-3-3 and RIP. Their formation and movement is very strong. And they're never moving really in small groups. They're moving as almost one giant force. And I think that is the key. They're just going to flags and absolutely dominating on them. Just basically swarming it.
Yeah. Yes, everyone's left the server, so I should be sorting something out. Yep.
It looks as that's the case. I think maybe because of the map. Is it meant to go to St. Quentin and Scar straight away? Okay.
So yeah, what were your thoughts on the game then, Levi? Yeah. Totally. Yeah, no, it was a very interesting first round, that to say the least. And as you said, there was a strong start on one side and a great response on the other. Doesn't get better than that, really. What did you make of that game as well, then, Kitty?
Well, I kind of had a feeling that Rip and 633 would take the lead and take the win after GW and Infamous would stay in the middle for so long, because
Yeah.
633, before joining us in Rush and in the Alliance, they were a Conquest clan, and that's what they did all the time, 24/7. And recently, Rip has just come back into Rush, or not even into Rush, but they left Rush and went to Conquest, so they've also been practicing Conquest for a few months now, so they've definitely got a good role and they know what they're doing. You put two Conquest clans together, it's going to be definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah,
awesome. I didn't know that, actually, so thanks for the input. I mean, that really makes them arguably, if they do, take this game tonight, they could be considered one of the hot teams in the tournament, one of the favourites, especially they've both been practicing their Conquest games for a while together, or not necessarily together, but themselves, so yeah. Force to be reckoned with for sure.
And Levi, are we meant to leave the server, or? Okay.
I'll be right back for a moment.
And hopefully the stream doesn't crash. Don't crash. So as we wait for them to reset the server and deal with all that, we're just gonna sit here and wait.
Yep.
Probably gonna
waiting game.
a battle pack.